Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going over the case here, this 1530 from Seahorse Cases. Now, I first became familiar with Seahorse Cases at the NRA show, so I was walking around there, stopped by their booth because they had a ton of different cases, not just gun cases, but stuff for camera equipment, which obviously is important to me running the channel. Several other items were on display as well that they were showing in their cases. Now, they appeared to be extremely well made, and obviously the Planos and Pelican cases out there are very good cases as well, but these appeared to be every bit as good, at least from what I was looking at. And I was talking to them, and didn't mention the channel at all, didn't mention that I had any sort of connections in the industry, and they were just super nice and super helpful, answering all my questions about the kind of standards that these cases are built to, which we're going to get into here in a little bit. But it was very impressive, the way they're built, the research that goes into them, and then additionally the fact that they were just super nice to a guy that they didn't know had any sort of connections in the industry. So that was really good too. I definitely like that. I generally don't tell people that I run a channel if they don't know that when I first talk to them, just to sort of feel them out. But it's a lockable. It's got some cool foam in there, which we're going to show you here in a second, and some other features. So I guess without further ado, we'll step over there and take a look at what's actually going on in this case. The case has two different handles. They fold down kind of flush. Once you secure them in place, they do obviously move with a little bit of pressure. You just pull up on it and it'll come up. So you can carry it sort of like a guitar case, or you can pull it on the wheels, which are back here, so that way you can drag it along as you do so. You can see here we have, I believe, 6 different locking points. Yep, 2 on each end, both ends, and then 2 here in the middle. You want to lock your case down and take standard master lock type locks, so those will fit on there just fine. Locking system's pretty cool as well on here. So we have it unlocked right now, and we'll pop it and show you guys how it is. And it is auto pressure sealed, so when you actually do close it down, it will seal itself off. So we'll show you that here in a second though. But you can see how we have it laid out here in the middle. We have a nice rifle here, AK-74 Glock with a light, couple AK mags, some Glock mags as well. And you could see, I could put more in here if I wanted to. If I wanted to put like some comms equipment in here, maybe some navigation equipment, whatever the case may be. And one thing we should note while we have it open is that this is a pull and pluck foam. Some people like it, some people don't. I actually really like it. They do offer other types of foam though in their cases, so just putting that out there. If you guys like to cut your stuff, that's fine. Those options are available. Basic dimensions here on the case, we'll list them here in your screen, but you can see there's plenty of room for a rifle, and it's quite deep as well. I think you get over 6 inches of depth to it, so can't really complain about that. You could pull this foam out if you want to and replace it, as you guys can see here, but I really don't see a need to because it's pretty high quality and it's held up well so far. This one has been going around to a lot of ranges with me. It also went over to Valor Ridge when I did the class. This is what I brought all my guns in, and it held up fine there, getting beat on in the barracks and all of those things. You can see the pull and pluck, there's that layer, and then there's also a layer beneath if you wanted to sort of multi-layer it down. So depending on how you want to do it and how deep you want to store your items is really up to you. You do have a good bit of options there as it comes. One thing some of you may have noticed when I opened it up is that as you open it, it sort of hits this sort of 90-degree lock point right here, and it'll stay open. Even if this bush wasn't behind it, it would stay open just fine. And then you can push it a little bit more and open it up all the way 180 degrees. So it's really well built in terms of how the hinges work. It's user flexible depending on how you want to open up your case. Now, to actually close it, we'll show you that process. So we're going to close it down, and you can see along the edges here, there's these little sealed polymer pieces that all line up, which is what gives you that waterproof and airtight seal, I should say. So you're going to close it down, and you can feel a little resistance point here. Push it in. Do the same all the way around. There's 4 latches. Now at this point, in order to get it waterproof, sealed, all that stuff, you're going to actually take this little knob here and turn it. At that point, you're sealed in, and it cannot open. I mean, you can really pull on it quite hard. You can see moving the entire case around, and it's not going to open until you move it back to the vertical position here, and then you can pop it open. But we have flown with this here, and I can tell you for sure, when it came off the plane, it was all shrunken in, and as soon as I popped those, the air seals came out and released and went back to the form that you see it in right now. So it works as advertised, waterproof, water sealed, I should say. I don't know if we want to call it waterproof, but water sealed and air sealed as well. So it'll keep your stuff in there dry and resist the elements very well. I know you guys like to see me break stuff. We dropped it earlier in the video. We'll do it again here. We'll just drop it off the table to show you how it holds up here. They are all locked down, so the clamps are locked down, and we're going to drop it right here on this concrete. And you can see that's with the stuff in there. Nothing came out. Nothing came undone. Open it up. The only thing that got messed up was that freedom munition sticker. I suppose they'll deal with that though. And there you go. All your parts are inside. You can see that's that 90-degree lock position I was referring to earlier. And everything's in place as it should be. Let's check the damage. I see it landed right here, right on the seam of it. No damage at all, as you'd expect. All the locks stayed locked, didn't budge. And let's check the contents of it, because of course the reason you have a hard case like this is to protect what's inside. There you go. Didn't move. The magazines and rifle are still in place. One thing I left out that is important is going to be weight. Now these ones come in at 19 pounds. That's with nothing in it. So it's something to consider if you guys are traveling with it and using it as a piece of luggage. You guys want to know the weight on it. Now one thing I also left out is that when we were talking about these clips, these ones in my opinion are perfectly serviceable. I've had no issues with them at all, but they do make metal ones. So those of you guys that want metal clips, they offer that. I'd imagine it's going to be a little bit more on that. But it's a tough case, no doubt about it. And everything locks up and seals great. One thing I should point out is price. Now they make a bunch of different cases, so it's going to vary, but on this particular case, they're coming in street price, like over on Amazon right now, somewhere in the $150 range. And if you're trying to compare apples to apples, if you will, Pelican case of the similar size with the similar features, the foam and everything like that included, is going to come in somewhere in the neighborhood of $190 to $220. So it's definitely priced below them. This one here is made in the United States. 100% of the components are made in the United States, which is something I like. The people, again, I met them and they were super nice to me, so I always appreciate that. It means there's a good chance they're going to be super nice to you guys as well, which I always like to know when recommending stuff. But it seems to be every bit as high quality as the Pelican cases I have, so that is a compliment, in my opinion. Not saying anything bad about them or Pelican, but this seems to be right on par with it in every sort of category, both features and function. If you guys have any questions about the case or anything else here that we didn't cover in the video, by all means, you can post below in the comment section. You can also post over at my Facebook page as always. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next video.